Okay, for 21.5 video 3, okay, it is actually a continuation of video 2. Okay, it's about this same transformer. It tells you this is an ideal transformer. So in case you do not know what an ideal transformer is, visit your notes. Okay, and basically it tells you, okay, primary coil connected to this, blah blah blah, you go and calculate whatsoever. And then after that, for part C, this part, right, actually when I'm first doing this O-level paper, I got stuck in part C because of this. I got no clue why I need this number 200 milliampere until later on. So watch till the end and you will see why I get stuck and how this minor overlook of this digit caused me to not be able to answer the final part of the question. Okay, so what happened is part 1 and part 2 basically check on your practical electricity knowledge. So how to draw a fuse. Remember your fuse is go through this one is resistor. Okay, this one is your fuse. Okay, there are more your thermistor, your light dependent resistor, your diode, all these you need to know how to draw. Okay, then in part 2 they are asking you a new question, right? Why is it that your fuse want to connect in series rather than in parallel? So in our notes, we keep focusing on why live, why not neutral. Then O-level certainly asks you, why series, not parallel? Okay, so actually at the moment, if you blank out, why must it in series and not parallel? Why not change this question? If let's say you do not know how to answer, why not change this question to what is the difference between series versus parallel? If you can point out the difference, right, most likely it will answer the question. So in O-level, sometimes you see something that you are not prepared for, you try to change it to a question that you are familiar or similar in nature. Okay, so that is how I approach it. I will say that in series, there's only one path, but parallel, multiple path. So if you go and install your fuse in a parallel connection, the current can go to another path. But your fuse is, what's the purpose of the fuse? To cut the path when the current is too large, right? So if you put it on a parallel, then it defeats the purpose. Okay, so for what I'm trying to say is that, okay, in series, there's only one path. And when the fuse blow, then this ensure that the current cannot go to the rest of the coil, cannot go to the rest of the circuit, right? So I just try to relate to the context. Why coil? Because we have been talking about a transformer. Okay, part 3, this is the one, very headache. So first, I was told that the lamp has this particular power rating. So I know that from this power rating, I can definitely find out what is the current. Okay, so I can find this out using the formula P equals to VI, right? I can even use V squared over R and I can find out the resistance of the lamp, which is a constant. I can find that out, so I'm quite sure. Then I see that, okay, my transformer has a 90%. So I know that my primary coil if my primary coil is 100 W, my secondary coil only 90 W. Okay, then after that it says I need to find the maximum number of lamp that I can collect. I thought quite easy. So immediately I go and try to find out what is the power for my secondary coil. Then I find out, okay, primary coil is 230 times 0.2, right? How do I know it's 230 volt? Because it comes from your page 6, 230 volt. So this question, they kind of embed the value for substitution all over the question. It's actually not very friendly, right? So this 230 come from the top. How do I get the 0.2? So what happened is that I do not know where to find this at first when I'm doing the O-level paper, and I got stuck. And this is a 3-mark question. So now calculation got 3 marks. So be prepared. My prelim paper, I will no longer go light on you on calculation. Some calculation is 3 marks one. I didn't scaffold. I just ask you directly. Instead of asking you part A 1 mark, part B 1 mark, part C 1 mark, I remove A and B. I directly ask you part C 3 marks. Okay, it is a trend. So now this I got no idea what is the current flowing through the primary coil, because if I look here, there's no information on the current of the primary coil. So where is the primary coil? Here. If there is a 200 milliampere fuse connected to the primary coil, it means my primary coil maximum can use 200 milliampere. And I want to connect the maximum number of light bulb, right? So I will use the max out current. So actually this 200 milliampere is to be substituted here. So if you look at this calculation, oh my god, the green one, 230, the value come from the previous page. Then this 0.2 come from the top of a page with this tiny value that is on top. So take note, I will set something similar. The data will be all over the place. You need to go and comb and go and find out. So once you find out what is the power that can be generated from the secondary coil, and you know that each light bulb will use 8W, you can just take the power supply on the secondary coil and divide by each bulb takes 8 volt, and you will be able to get maximum, you get 5 bulb. So I will you can pause the video here and you can copy, and I think this is the last question. Okay, it's done. Congratulations. This is the second last chapter.